think men like women anymore.
Boys don't ask you out anymore. What they do is they look at you from across the room and they'll be like, huh, she's pretty. I bet that's my wife. And then they just like take out their phone and watch basketball clips on YouTube Shorts. And I think that's why the birth rate is dropping, honestly.
This man is the sweetest. And I don't know what to do.
Women say men have disappeared, but was it really the men? Or were they the ones who pushed them away? Because when they meet a good man, they're not interested. Get ready. This video is going to make a lot of people uncomfortable.
Hi, I'm 25. I have been single for my entire life. Here are some of the things that if I hear one more time, I'm gonna lose my mind. Starting off strong. It'll happen when you least expect it. Will it? Will it? Quite some time actually I have not expected it, and it still hasn't happened. Along those same lines, stop looking and that's when you'll find it. Okay. I haven't been looking. And it's the not looking, I fear, that resulted in years of absolutely no contact with a man. This one, you're so lucky, or I wish that I had never dated so-and-so or never been in this relationship. I get where you're coming from, but there's that line in the Lumineers song that's like, it's better to feel pain than nothing at all. The opposite of love is indifference. Ow. Ow. Yeah, you're right. It is. The opposite of love is indifference. Okay, and then don't rush it. Don't settle. Great. Yeah, I'm not. Clearly, I'm not. At some point, I realize 25 is still young, but at some point, I am going to be like, kind of got to start rushing things. I do have a biological clock. I would like kids someday. So that's not helping. I'm not settling. I'm not rushing. Obviously. And then the last thing is trying to set me up with any and everyone you know that is a single eligible bachelor.
These ideas, common in modern narratives, promote a passive attitude toward building relationships, as if love were some kind of magic that just shows up out of nowhere. Traditional values, on the other hand, encourage practical and intentional actions: courting, meeting the family, finding a partner with shared goals. Love used to be cultivated, not accidentally discovered. Phrases like, "You're lucky you've never dated," reveal a bitter view of relationships, as if love were automatically a source of pain. This shows how modern discourse has normalized failure and suffering in relationships, to the point that loneliness is seen as safer than the possibility of getting hurt. In the past, even with challenges, relationships were viewed as desirable, constructive, and essential for personal and family growth. She even admits the contradiction. "I know 25 is still young, but I have a biological clock and want to have kids someday." Here we see the clash between the modern, "don't rush, just live in the moment" mindset and biological reality. A woman's natural desires still exist, even if they're culturally ignored. Our parents and grandparents respected and organized life around clear stages: dating, marriage, children, stability. The order made sense. Today, order has become chaos. She says she's been out of touch with men for years, and that not looking led to isolation. The result is obvious. If you don't plant, you don't harvest. But at the same time, she criticizes when people try to set her up, revealing a modern aversion to vulnerability and emotional openness. In tradition, love required discernment, but also openness. It involved family, friends, and community. Now, everyone tries to figure it all out alone, relying on internet advice and empty phrases.
I'm over 20 and I've never had a boyfriend. However, I would not know how I would even meet a guy because I don't go clubbing. I don't go out. I don't have any public sports kind of hobbies. When I go to the gym, it's just me by myself. So I don't have any kind of surrounding, and also I work from home. Anything I do, even uni, like I'm writing my thesis currently and I'm doing all of that from home. So there's no need for me to go to university or to go anywhere. So I'm like, where would I even meet a guy?
She says she works from home, studies from home, goes to the gym alone, and has no social activities. In other words, she lives in complete isolation, and yet she wonders, where would I even meet a guy? In the past, relationships grew from interaction, community, church, family, neighbors, youth groups, social events. Connection was the natural result of integration. Today, individualism is so extreme that people live in bubbles and are shocked when they don't find real connection. This woman doesn't seem to realize that relationships require exposure, presence, and risk. Consciously or not, she's expecting love to knock on her door, literally. This expectation is reinforced by a modern culture that says, when it's meant to be, it will be. But that's not how reality works. Her routine is entirely self-centered, efficient, productive, comfortable, but not relational. There's no physical or emotional space for someone else. Her lifestyle is perfect for someone who wants to be alone. The problem is, she doesn't want to be alone. Her final question, where would I find a guy, isn't just rhetorical. It reveals a complete lack of practical intention in building a life with someone. She wants the fruit, a relationship, but doesn't plant or water anything. And that's not her individual fault. It's the reflection of a generation that was never taught how to build bonds with effort, strategy, and clarity. And without effort, there's no bond. Without presence, there's no connection. Without purpose, there's no direction.
This is gonna kind of sound crazy, but if you're recently single or have been single for a while, I think I figured out what the hardest part about being single is. I've been out of a relationship for 7 months. I'm having a hard time being single lately. It's weird because I'm on this like empowerment journey and learning how to be alone. And some days I feel really good about it. But some days, like the past week, I've been struggling. And I honestly think more than anything, the thing I miss most about being in a relationship is a hug. I know you can get a hug from your parents or you can get a hug from a friend. Coming home at the end of a long day as a single girl or someone who's single by yourself can create a lot of loneliness. I don't want to feel negative, but people who come home to a partner who sees them and just really cares about them and that like hug. My ex, he was 6'2", and his hugs were just the best. And I find myself really missing that lately. I don't know, I just feel like that's what I think the hardest part is.
She says she's on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment, but what she really misses, deep down, is a hug, emotional warmth, a man's presence. Now, if empowerment led her to this place of loneliness, it's fair to ask, is this path really delivering what it promised? She mentions an ex who was 62, someone older, likely more emotionally stable, and what stuck with her wasn't the money, the lifestyle, or the sex. It was the hug. That kind of connection doesn't come from casual flings, but modern culture tells women, you shouldn't need anyone. And there's the dilemma. The heart does need, but pride won't allow it. She describes it clearly. Coming home, no one waiting, no one truly seeing her. That's not a minor detail. That's the portrait of the modern woman. She conquered the world and lost the warmth of home. And look, this isn't about saying working or living alone is wrong. The problem is that all of this was sold as the ultimate ideal, as if love were just an optional accessory. She was taught to seek independence, freedom, self-love. All of that has value. But she was also taught to distrust men, to fear vulnerability, to see relationships as a trap. And now she misses a hug. But she doesn't know how to trust again, how to open up, how to build something solid. Traditional values aren't against women studying, growing, or working, but they are against doing all that at the cost of intimacy, partnership, and marital tenderness.
I don't think men like women anymore. I don't think that men desire us women anymore, us real women. I don't think that they value us like they used to. Men aren't really putting out effort. They're not putting out any type of effort like they used to. Taking a girl on a date becomes an issue. You know, spending money on a woman is an issue. You should have your own money as a woman. Going out to do something fun is an issue. Why don't you just come over to the house and we could do something in the house? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from New York. But I see women all over the globe complain about what's happening with men nowadays. Is it women that's not making themselves desirable anymore? Because there are beautiful women out here, beautiful women, ambitious women, caring women, nurturing women who are outside looking for love, and men that just can't keep up with that. Like, they're not communicating with them. They're not willing to hang out and do fun things. what happens to the fun in life? What happened to life being exciting and fun and, you know, going out and discovering the world? What are y'all doing? What are y'all men doing other than that? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Like, what are all y'all men doing? What are y'all doing? If it has nothing to do with a woman, what are y'all doing? Are y'all working? Because we're working too. Women are also working, and we still can do things. We still can go on vacations. We can still go out to eat. Why are us women going on vacations with our friends? We're going on vacations with our friends. We're going out to eat with our friends. We're going to do fun things outside with our friends. We're celebrating birthdays with our friends. Where are y'all? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Where are you guys? Where are you? Where do you guys exist?
She asks, "Where are you guys? We're here, working, building, trying to keep our heads up in a world that now despises, ridicules, or ignores us. The real man, the one who leads, protects, provides, and honors, was labeled an oppressor for decades. They said he needed to deconstruct his masculinity, be more sensitive, stop leading, stop offering anything. And now those same voices ask, where are the men who made an effort? Who paid for dinner? Who took the lead? Well, they were cancelled. They were taught that this was toxic masculinity, and now we're harvesting the bitter fruit of this culture." She complains, "Spending money on a woman has become a problem." Of course it has, because now a man is judged if he spends, is he trying to buy her? And judged if he doesn't, he's cheap. He's always wrong. Worse still, romance has become a power game, a test, emotional manipulation. Many men are tired of going on dates where they constantly have to prove they're worthy, while being looked at with suspicion, as if guilty by default. In the past, a man taking a woman out to dinner was seen as protective, interested, and well-intentioned. Today, he's seen as a potential controller, predator, or oppressor. So why would he take the risk? She says, "We also work, also travel, also do things on our own." Great, good for you. But the man who provides, protects, and leads, the kind of man she clearly wants, isn't attracted to a woman who wants to compete with him. Both working? Perfect. But who admires who in the relationship? Who is willing to be cared for, guided, embraced by a man? Today, many women want a provider, but with the mindset of, "I don't need a man." That doesn't match. Feminine energy attracts, welcomes, inspires. Masculine energy gives, protects, leads. When that balance is reversed, or clashes, the connection dies. She says, "There are beautiful, ambitious, loving women. Why aren't men keeping up?" And I ask, do these women know how to admire a man? Do they know how to listen to a man? Do they know how to trust him? It's not just about looks and affection. A real man doesn't want a woman who fights him for the steering wheel. He wants someone who walks beside him, with tenderness and mutual respect. He doesn't want a competitor. He wants a companion. She asks, "What are you guys even doing?" We're doing what's left. Isolating, working, training, gaming, thinking, taking care of ourselves. Because honestly, we were taught you don't need us. And now, you're missing our presence. But you won't let go of the mindset that drove us away. Men didn't disappear. We were pushed aside, but we're still here. And many of us still want to love, protect, and build a family. But we want to be respected for that, not attacked. We want a woman who trusts, not one who fights us at every step. We want to give, but not be treated like fools for it. And until this reconciliation happens, dates will keep feeling empty, and questions will remain unanswered. And it's ironic what women say, because when they do find a good man, just look at how they behave.
You guys. This man is the sweetest, and I don't know what to do or I didn't know what to do until about like 5 minutes ago. So throughout the dinner, I'm trying to identify, like, do I just see friends, like, not romantically? Could this be more kind of thing? And then we start walking back to the car, and I'm walking like the wrong direction, and he just slips a hand right on my lower back, and I'm like, there may be attraction there. And I don't know, we had this like silly talk about pajamas, and like it was really funny and cute, and I don't know. I feel like I saw another side to him, and he's just so thoughtful. So I don't think I have any choice other than to go out with him again. He's just a great guy, and I want to. So anyway, the saga continues. We'll see what happens.
She's face to face with a man who is clearly kind, respectful, gentle, caring, everything many women say they want, and yet she hesitates. Is this just a friendship? I don't know what to do. The saga continues. This shows that modern desire has often been trained to be attracted to what's unstable, challenging, emotionally unavailable. So, when a man shows up offering security and peace, he gets mistaken for boredom, or just a friend. Traditional values used to teach that the best partner wasn't the most exciting, but the most reliable. Character mattered more than instant chemistry. She even says, I didn't know what to do until 5 minutes ago. Let's see what happens. The saga continues. In other words, instead of surrendering to the experience, she keeps everything in limbo, afraid to choose. In the age of apps, social media, and there's always someone better out there, many people live in eternal test drive mode, never committing emotionally or rationally. Tradition, on the other hand, encouraged clarity and decision. If it's good, invest. If it has potential, nurture it. Today, even love becomes a suspense story. This confusion may also reflect past trauma, because so many modern relationships are shallow and disposable. When someone truly good shows up, the unconscious response is this too good to be true? What's the catch? The problem is that this filter makes many people suspicious of the exact relationships that could be healthy. In traditional culture, there was more trust, because there was more structure, families involved, shared values, clear intentions from the start. That created emotional safety, which made it easier to open up. She says the guy is sweet, thoughtful, amazing, and still ends with a vague, let's see what happens. Modern culture turned constant doubt into something normal, even cute, but in practice, it leads to missed opportunities. Constant confusion isn't charming, it's emotional immaturity. See you next time.